What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with the Destiny 2 weekly reset preview for April 23rd. And as we head into week 3 of Into the Light, we've got another bunch of upgrades, new rewards dropping into the game, updates, and more. So firstly, we'll talk about the Brave weapons which are being introduced this week. That also means we'll get new quests at our side, and then we get the next upgrade for Whisper of the Worm, and there'll be another exotic quest thread for that. Also this week though, we can expect a couple of additional updates from Bungie. And gameplay-wise, that also includes a couple of weapons which are going to be dropping for the final time before being removed from rotations in the final shape. So we'll talk about all of that, as well as the raid refreshes, exotic mission rotator, featured activities, and the key rewards for the week, with everything worth knowing about the game for this reset. So as always guys, I hope you find the video useful, and if you do, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. But without further delay, let's get into it. And firstly, we should mention, we are going to get another couple of Brave weapons introduced into the pool this week. So that will include the Hammerhead and the Forbearance. That's our first Black Armory weapon in the Hammerhead right there. Then of course the Forbearance has been reprised from back in the Vow of Disciple raid, so it'll be interesting to get our hands on those once again. That'll also mean we get new quests at our side initially. As always, it's going to be worth completing those quests off the bat, as we can then introduce those drops into the random pool with attunement for better chances at getting them. So let us know if you are excited for this week's weapons. And additionally, the Whisper mission will get its next selectable trade upgrade, and that's for the exotic weapon, where we should be unlocking Enlightened Action as far as I know. So more upgrades on the Whisper, and that one's nearly completed, and I think it'll be another couple of weeks until we get the 0 hour mission, but let us know if you'll be diving back into the Whisper this reset down below. Otherwise, as always, in the seasonal content, we will get a refresh on all of the core seasonal modes, which remain available for the next few weeks up to the final shape. Moving over to the Vanguard though, the featured Nightfall this week will be Lake of Shadows, and the featured weapon should be the Loaded Question. And as Bungie indicated a couple of weeks back, this will be the final time that Loaded Question drops before being taken out of rotation in the final shape. So if you're still after getting a good roll of that weapon, certainly it's going to be worth jumping in this week to try and get it finished, as it will likely be out of rotation for many months after the expansion drops. Over to the Crucible though, and it'll be a similar situation for Trials of Osiris. That'll return on Friday, but Cataphract GL3 will be the featured weapon, and once again, that is the final time that this weapon will drop before being removed from the rotation in the expansion. So yet another weapon to try and pick up this week if you haven't got a good roll just yet. To other content though, in the EDZ, the Warlord's Ruin dungeon will reset, so if you still happen to be grinding that for the exotic or the legendary drops, good luck on the hunt this week. And then for the raid and dungeon rotation this reset, initially we'll get the Last Wish as the featured raid, so it's going to be a good one to jump into if you're looking to farm any of the weapons, including the exotic 1000 Voices. And additionally on the Moon, the Duality dungeon will be featured as well, and here we can pick up the Heart Shadow exotic sword, so another couple of good exotic weapons available this week if you're still working on picking them up, and otherwise both of the activities will still drop their unique items, but with updated power relevancy. We should mention though that on top of Whisper being featured once again this week, the featured dungeon will be Operation Seraph Shield, so if you want to pick up Revision 0 or any of the Season of the Seraph rewards, that'll be worth jumping into as well. And then moving to our final couple of mentions, over in Eternity, and for the Dares of Eternity, we'll see additional rotation for loot drops, and that includes the Scatterhorn and Pathfinder armor set, as well as a bunch of weapons from Season of the Lost, and a couple of world drops from Forsaken, and that's on top of the core Dares of Eternity loot, where some of those weapons have actually been updated ever so slightly to include perks that were originally available in the weapons, but haven't been there for some time, so might be worth a look for those for some players. And very finally, for our Lost Sectors featured this week, for Tuesday we'll see Bunker E15 on Europa, which will be dropping exotic gauntlets, and on top of that, the Geodetic, Harsh Language, Coronac 22, and Combined Action will be available as random drops in there too. Then on April 24th, we'll see Concealed Void on Europa dropping exotic chest pieces, and there the Nox Perennial, Sununa S16, Marsilian C, and Old Sterling will drop. And then we'll get Thrillodrome on April 25th on Neomuna, dropping exotic helmets, where we can pick up the PSI Hamatic, Nazradin, Irakanji, and Glissando 47. April 26th though, we'll see Gilded Precept dropping exotic legs, and there Heliocentric, Hand in Hand, Battlescar, and Last Foray will be available. And from there, the legendary weapon rotation resets, and on April 27th, it'll be Scavenger's Den dropping exotic gauntlets. April 28th will be Skydock in the EDZ dropping chest pieces, and finally, we'll get the Quarry on April 29th, which will be dropping exotic helmets. So that's the full Lost Sector rotation, and our only very final mention right here for the Dreaming City would be the Ascendant Challenge, and that will be Ouroborea, which is actually found via Aphilion's Rest in the Strand. So that's the first one in the rotation, pretty easy to get to, but if you're after the location and collectibles, I'll run some gameplay at the end of the video. For today though guys, that's everything that we have to round up, so as always I hope this one has been useful. If it has, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. Also be sure to get subscribed and I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. Otherwise though, very much appreciate you all tuning in. Let us know in the comment section what you'll be diving in to try and pick up first this week. But otherwise, whatever you guys get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.